This country, as we know it now, the United States of America, was not built on silver or gold. For if you go back and read the history of the forming of the United States, what you will find is there were a group of people that wanted to get away from the religiosity of the old world and establish a world built on not only faith, but built on trusting God. That when they came here, they came without limits. They came just believing that God would establish them as his people in a place called America. It is also known that America is known for being the home of the brave and the land of the free. Those terms and terminologies come from the Word of God, for we are not designed to be in bondage. We are to be spiritually free so that we can live a free life until we go to the afterlife, and then we'll be free forevermore. It is a great argument to ask yourself, do I really trust God? And the reality of it is, if you look at some situations or some crises that bombard us or that sideswipes us, it really challenges whether or not we trust God. For it is hard to trust God when you're going to worry about it or try to fix it yourself. That when you say you trust God, you're saying that I have the confidence that God going to do everything that his word say that he's going to do. I'm challenged today because this sermon, I was inspired by my mother on last night as we began to talk, and she began to talk about the knee replacement that she had, and now she has to have a hip replacement, and that she hurts 28 hours a day. And she began to talk to me, and she began to minister, and she began to talk about how excruciating the pain is. But in the midst of everything, she says this to me: "But Keith, I trust God." I said, "But Mama, you're hurting, you can't get around, you can hardly cook, you got this thing that you got to roll and sit down to cook and to cut greens and to cut potatoes." She said, "Yeah, but you don't understand. God has shown me that he can be trusted." And can I bless you, if there's anybody in here that has ever been in trouble, ever been in a situation that you didn't know how you was going to come out, can I bless, if you just look back over your life, can I tell you, you can say within yourself that God is trustworthy. And can I bless you that if you could trust God with your past, you can trust him in your present. And if you can trust him in your present, you can trust him with your future. And so Mama began to talk to me, and believe it or not, the preaching part of me come from Mama. And Mama begins to say, "Keith, you know how you can trust God?" She said, "Isn't it something how God will set you up with trouble, with turmoil, that hell will break out all over your life, and just when you think it can't get no worse, it gets worse. And while you're depending on God, isn't it somehow God will keep you through everything that you thought you was going to lose your mind, that you wanted to throw in the towel?" She said, "Keith, isn't it something how when you trust God that hell can be breaking out, but you have such a peace in your life?" She said, "The reason why the church don't have peace is the church don't have trust." I said, Mama, that's deep. She says, "Think about it, baby." She says, "I raised 6 children by myself." She said, "I didn't have a choice but to trust God." She said, "Every meal that I fixed for y'all," she said, "the meal came with trust." Y'all missed that. She says, "Even when there was nothing in the refrigerator, nothing in the cabinet," she said, "I trust God to enough that I believe his word when he says, 'Give us this day our daily bread.'" I wish I had about 3 or 4 folk that say, "I've been down to nothing, and God some way, somehow opened the door. Somebody came by. Somebody was thinking about me, and I trust God so much that God would do just what he said he'll do."